outlaw, passing and turning his face upon Dick from the threshold of the den. "I am a kind old Christian, and no traitor to men's blood, and no sparer of mine own in a friend's jeopardy. But, fool child, I am a thief by trade and birth and habit. If my bottle were empty and my mouth dry, I would rob you, dear child, as sure as I love, honour, and admire your parts and person. Can it be clearer spoken? No." And he stumped forth through the bushes with a snap of his big fingers. Dick, thus left alone, after a wondering thought upon the inconsistencies of his companion's character, hastily produced, reviewed, and buried his papers. One only he reserved to carry along with him, since it in no ways compromised his friends, and yet might serve him in a pinch against Sir Daniel. That was the knight's own letter to Lord Wensleydale, sent by Throgmorton on the morrow of the defeat at Risingham, and found next day by Dick upon the body of the messenger. Then, treading down the embers of the fire, Dick left the den, and rejoined the old outlaw, who stood awaiting him under the leafless oaks, and was already beginning to be powdered by the falling snow. Each looked upon the other, and each laughed, so thorough and so droll was the disguise. "Yet I would it were but summer and a clear day," grumbled the outlaw, "that I might see myself in the mirror of a pool. There may be many of Sir Daniel's men that know me, and if we fell to be recognised, there might be two words for you, my brother. But as for me, in a paternostern while, I should be kicking in a rope's end." Thus they set forth together along the road to Shoreby, which, in this part of its course, kept near the margin of a forest, coming forth from time to time in the open country, and passing beside poor folks' houses and small farms. Presently, at the sight of one of these, Lawless pulled up. "Brother Martin," he said, in a voice capitally disguised, and suited to his monkish robe, "let us enter and seek alms from these poor sinners. Pax vobiscum. Ay," he added in his own voice, "'tis as I feared. I have somewhat lost the whine of it; and, by your leave, good Master Shelton, ye must suffer me to practise in these country places, before that I risk my fat neck by entering Sir Daniel's. But look ye a little, what an excellent thing it is to be a jack of all trades! An I had not been a shipman, ye had infallibly gone down in the Good Hope. An I had not been a thief, I could not have painted me your face. And but that I had been a grey friar, and sung loud in the choir, and ate hearty at the board, I could not have carried this disguise, but the very dogs would have spied us out and barked at us for shams." He was by this time close to the window of the farm, and he rose on his tiptoes and peeped in. "Nay," he cried, "better and better. We shall here try our false faces with a vengeance, and have a merry jest on Brother Capper to boot." And so saying, he opened the door and led the way into the house. Three of their own company sat at the table, greedily eating, their daggers stuck beside them in the board, and the black and menacing looks which they continued to shower upon the people of the house proved that they owed their entertainment rather to force than favour. On the two monks, who now, with a sort of humble dignity, entered the kitchen of the farm, they seemed to turn with a particular resentment; and one, it was John Capper in person, who seemed to play the leading part, instantly and rudely ordered them away. "We want no beggars here," he cried. But another, although he was far from recognising Dick and Lawless, inclined to more moderate counsels. "Not so," he cried. "We be strong men, and take; these be weak and crave. But in the latter end, these shall be uppermost, and we below. Mind him not, my father, but come, drink of my cup, and give me a benediction." "Ye are men of a light mind, carnal and accursed," said the monk. "Now, may the saints forbid that I ever should drink with such companions! But here, for the pity I bear to sinners, here I do leave you a blessed relic, the which, for your soul's interest, I bid you kiss and cherish." So far, Lawless thundered upon them like a preaching friar. But with these words he drew from under his robe a black arrow, tossed it on the board in front of the three startled outlaws, turned in the same instant, and, taking Dick along with him, was out of the room and out of sight among the falling snow before they had time to utter a word or move a finger. "So!" he said, "we have proved our false faces, Master Shelton. I will now adventure my poor carcass where ye please." "Good," returned Richard. "It irks me to be doing. Set we on for Shoreby." Book 4 Chapter 1